Hi guys, I'm Missy, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. I don't know about you guys, but the time change is really getting to me. I almost fell asleep in the chair sitting outside today, so that would not have been good for me. But yeah, I'm hoping that my sleep schedule gets back on track pretty soon. But I digress. So today is another declutter video, and these are going to be my 10 and 12 pan palettes. So we're going to start with the 10 pan palettes. So let me kind of move some things to the side here. This is going to be kind of difficult because I don't have as much room because there's a lot more of these. All right, let's see if I can do this. Okay. So let's start back here with these kind of like bigger, bulkier palettes. So we have the Glamlite Cupcake palette. Super cute packaging. There's very few packagings I keep from Glamlite, but these are one of the ones that I keep. Cute little cupcake. And then this is the color story. Very pretty, keeping. Then we have the pie palette. I got this in one of their mystery boxes. The attention to detail is very cute. This is their older palettes when they were known for like their foodie themes. This is the color story. There's a blush in the middle. Super cute. I haven't even used this yet, but I want to try it out, so I'm going to keep it. Then we have the donut palette, one of them. This is the Glam Donut. This is like the burger. It has like the little squishy. Again, these are hard to store. That's one reason I keep them in their boxes, but they do take up a lot of room. And this one has like a glazed highlighter in the middle. Very bright, very colorful. Haven't used yet. I want to try the formula, see how it compares to Glamlite's formula now. But keeping. Then we have the Glamlite chocolate donut. And again, it's got the little squishy. Super cute. These are your more like warm tone, chocolatey brown everyday shades. Super pretty. Keeping. Then we have my, I believe it's, yes, Storybook Cosmetics, the Mean Girl Burn Book palette. Love this. Love the movie Mean Girls. And this palette is actually pretty good quality. I don't even know if, I don't think Storybook Cosmetics is a thing anymore. I think they went out of business. And this is the color story. Super cute. Good quality. I use it quite often. Love it. Keeping. I did have a couple of the Storybook cosmetic books that were like the fairy tale type books, but I did get rid of them. I didn't keep them. So this is the only palette I have from that brand. And then lastly, of the bulky packaging. And this is a 12 pan. Mean Girls, I think, might have been a 12 pan too. I have to look back at it. But this is the R.E.M. Wicked Ozdust palette. And this is super cute too because it's made to look like, let's see if I can get it out of the packaging. It's made to look like a book with a little ribbon bookmark, but super cute. I did do a video using this look. Super pretty. They are very like subtle shimmers though. Very more like soft looks. So I used a few shades in the green row and a few shades in the top like pinky row. I haven't used the bottom row with the exception of the shiz, which I used as an inner corner. So I do want to use that one, but I am going to keep because love the quality of this. Feels like very luxe. And I do want to try out the looks that they suggest. But that was a nice little old school touch to it. But yeah, I am keeping. All right, so that should get the like bulkier palettes out of my way. So let's go back to just 10 pan palettes. So we have this one from Melt Cosmetics. This is their Christmas Town palette. And it's got like that lenticular motion. Super cute. I am going to have to be careful opening this because I did notice the other day my white shade here at the top is broken for some reason. I don't know what caused that. I store my palettes where they can't get broken. So I don't know. It just like miraculously showed up broken one day. So I'm going to have to repress that. So I'm going to be very careful with holding this up. But this is the color story. Super cute. Keeping. Then we have the Melt Cosmetics Halloween Town palette with Oogie Boogie. Love the attention to detail. These are a little hard to store too because of the shape of them. Because they're too tall for my new shelf that I got to store my palettes on. So I do have to store it on a different shelf, more like sideways like this. But that's the case with most of my melt palettes. But this is the inside of this one. Super pretty. Keeping. I just started using Melt Cosmetics last year, I believe. Like really getting into their palettes. Beforehand, the only one I owned was their Beetlejuice palette. But now I own quite a few of their palettes. Because I bought the Bailey Sarian palettes myself, and then I got some in mystery boxes. Like I got the Smoke Session palettes in there. And then I did buy the Halloween Town and the Christmas Town ones myself when they went on sale. This one is the only Jaclyn Cosmetics palette I own. I used this to do my Lydia eye makeup for Halloween last year. Or no, year before. And this is what it looks like. It worked really well for that. I'm going to put it in the maybe pile for right now and come back to it. So then I have Whimsical Nudes from Laura Lee Los Angeles. This brand is shutting down. I did buy myself a new one of the Whimsical Nudes, and then I gave my sister the other one. Just to kind of have a refreshed version for myself. And I'm going to keep. Same with the Nudie 2 palette. I did the same thing. I bought a new version. And then I gave my sister the older version. Keeping. Or no, I'm sorry. Not this one. It was the Lunar Beauty one that she did. This one is the original one that I got. So I am keeping this one because I do reach for these when I want to do neutral, like quick and easy looks. Because her brand and Manny's brand is pretty good for that. So then we have the Planet Spirit palette from Oden's Eye, and this is the collab with Battybean. You guys know, I've already told you, she's one of my favorite creators. So I love to support her when I can. And this one is very colorful. I will admit, this one intimidates me. But I am definitely keeping. And when I picked that one up, I also picked up the other ones in that collection. This one is with Lauren, I think it's Lauren May Beauty. This is the Sea Talk palette. I don't really know much about Lauren May Beauty, be honest with you. But color story is very pretty. You guys can see I haven't really dug into this one yet because it's still pretty sticky. There's that one. I love this shade right here. It's so pretty. But keeping. And then we have the Flora Story palette. This is a collab with Amanda, but her channel is called Makeup Just for Fun. I do know who she is. I watch a decent amount of her content. And this is very more like purple, green, muted color story. But very pretty. It's very on theme for Amanda. If you watch her channel, you know. It's very, very her. But I'm going to keep. Then we have the Rust palette from Melt Cosmetics. I'm going to open it up and show you. Their packaging feels like so heavy and so luxe. This is what it looks like. This is a great fall palette. I may have a short with this one. If it's not a short, it may just be an Instagram pic of a picture that I did with this one after I got it. Love the quality. It's so good. Keeping. I know a lot of people say there's like hits and misses with Melt's palettes, and so far I've not really had a miss. Like I thought for sure the second Bailey Sarian palette was going to be a miss for me, but I think that was my eye primer's fault because it started getting old and crumbly. Alright, and then we have the Melt Muerte palette. I do not have the one that goes along with this. I want it, but it's harder to get. But they did re-release this one, so I was glad they did that because I wanted it. Because, I mean, look at this color story. You guys know this side right here, especially these three shades are so me. Love, love, love. Keeping. Then we have the Bailey Sarian first collab with the Her, which was Fatally Yours. Now, the only pet peeve I have with this one is it is an all matte palette. So, like I told you guys in my 6-pan video, I pair this with the all shimmer palette from Curse Cosmetics, the Asylum 49 Screams palette, and they go really well together. So, that's one reason I keep the Screams palette, because I'm not a huge fan of all matte palettes, and I do appreciate that the second collab that they did had shimmers in it. But I do prefer this color story more than that one. But keeping. Love it. I do have a short up with this palette on my Instagram. I was actually kind of excited because Bailey herself liked my video. And then I have the Gemini palette from Melt Cosmetics. I just recently got this in a mystery box. Very pretty like cover with the roses. And then you've got your greens and your browns. And this nice black in the middle. Keeping. And we get back into some Glamlite. We have the Scooby Ruh Roh Raggy palette. Love the shimmers in these. Think it's gorgeous. Keeping. I will say, however, this one, the Creeps and Crawls palette from Scooby-Doo and Glamlite is more my color story. I mean, look at that. This is the only one that is not like my favorite, but the rest of these, I love all these tones. This is like me in a palette color story. Keeping for sure. Then we have the Glamlite Trick or Treat palette. Again, their lenticular motion, which they're kind of known for doing now with their collabs. Another great fall palette. I did do a look with this up on my channel. Love it. Great quality. Keeping. Then we have a Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Master palette. I haven't used this yet, and we'll see how I feel about it because it is a lot of red with some gray and black. But I am going to keep because I want to use and try it out. Unfortunately, I've watched some videos where it seems like these are not the best Glamlite quality, so I am worried about that. And this one is the Freddy Krueger palette. Again, more lenticular motion. It's hard to show with my ring light. Now, this one is more a color story for me. This is all like greens and like grungy brownie greens. So, keeping. Then we have the Mikayla Pot 2, the 10 color palette. I keep it in this box because I told you guys with the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, I hate when they do this velvety packaging because it gets dirty so easily. So I keep this one in its box to kind of protect it. But I have her big palette too. And yeah, I could get these tones in her big palette, but I like to keep this one as more of want to reach for it quickly or to take with me on a travel trip. So keeping. Then we have the Dominique Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. I got this in a Ipsy box, I believe it was. I think it was an Icon box. Very luxe feeling. This is my first time ever trying an eyeshadow palette. Well, maybe not. I think I tried this brand in an eyeshadow palette when I had BoxyCharm, like back in the day, because I think that was the brand that was the Celestial palette or something like that. Love the quality of this. Very good everyday palette. Keeping. Then we have the Give Me Glow Haunted Pumpkin. I don't own too much from Give Me Glow. I think I have 2 palettes from them. And they're both like holiday theming, a Christmas and this one. This is the Haunted Pumpkin. And there's got giant pans in here. I do wish that there were more shimmers. At least one more shimmer in here. But I am definitely keeping, like it. Alright, so now I think we're getting into my 12 pan palette. So this is from Beauty Moon Cosmetics, an EyeScream beauty box. I got it in an EyeScream beauty box. Not sure how to say this. I'm going to say BOUDICA, Warrior Princess. That might not be correct. This is a good quality. I love this like green shimmer here. But I'm not reaching for it very much. I'm going to put it in the maybe pile. Alright, then we have the classic Autumn palette from Dedesignature. Again, EyeScream Beauty. Love this palette. The quality is perfection. It is like the perfect fall palette. Love. Keeping, keeping, keeping. Then we have the Jingle Bell palette, Jingle Bell Ruby palette from Dedesignature. Again, IceCream Beauty. I did pay the extra to get both. I mean, look at this color scheme. Love it. It is so pretty. Keeping. And so far, Dedesignatur's quality that I have used is just excellent. So then we have the Tartlet Energy. I picked this up at TJ Maxx, I believe it was. It was either TJ Maxx or Bell's Outlet, but I'm pretty sure it was TJ Maxx. It's very muted, which is typical for Tarte. Well, at least past Tarte. I'm going to put this in the maybe pile. Same for the Tartlet Juicy. I just recently got this in an Ipsy Icon box. These are not tones I typically reach for on a daily. I'm going to put it in the maybe pile, because I do love Tarte quality. Okay, then we have the Moira Cosmetics Live in the Moment. I think this is the only Moira palette I have. I got this in an IceCream Beauty bag, I believe. Very pretty, but I'm never reaching for it, so I'm going to declutter. Then we have Sugar Drizzle. This is the Plumeria Dragon palette. Again, another IceCream Beauty palette. Love this color story. I believe I have a video up on this one. Keeping. Then we have What's Up Beauty. This is the Dragon Eye palette. I did have like 2 little duos from them that I wasn't a fan of the quality. I will say that, I mean, this cover is just gorgeous. I mean, look at this. But the color story on the inside is very muted and not as colorful as the packaging would suggest. I've heard that's like typical for this brand though, but I do really, really like the quality. It's just not as pow in your face as I like things, but I'm going to put it in the maybe pile for now. Then we have the Glamlite Hershey's Milk Chocolate palette. Very good, like everyday shades, warm tone, keeping. Then we have the Hershey's Cookies and Cream Glamlite one. Very, very pretty with the grays and the blues. Keeping. Then we have Slay Glam Box and Just Anne St. Angel Sinners. I don't really like to support St. Angel Sinners brand because I've heard through the grapevine, and I don't know if it's true or not, but that they don't really pay their creators. I don't know if that's true. I'm not saying it is or isn't, but I just prefer to distance myself from brands when things like that occur. But this is what the palette looks like. I was a bit let down by the quality of this palette, to be honest with you, because I have another palette from them that I got from an IceCream Beauty box that was better quality. And I'm going to put this in the maybe pile just simply for that reason. So this is the other one that is St. Angel Sinners, and this was with IceCream Beauty, and this is the Friendsgiving palette, even though it looks like it would be a spring Easter palette with the cover and stuff. But I do like this one. It is one that I reach for in the fall a decent amount because I do like the quality and the color story. So I am going to keep this one. We have another Dedesignature. This is the Ultimate Cappuccino. I got this from an IceCream beauty box as well. And this was my first time ever trying Dedesignature, and I fell in love with the formula, especially the shimmers. Love, love, love. Keeping. Alright, then we have the Cradle and Ice palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. And this is when they went away from their 9-pan palettes and started doing a little more. I will say I do prefer their 9-pan palette size. But I bought this because I wanted to try it out because everyone was raving about it and I haven't used it yet. So I am going to keep it for now to see how I feel about it. Then we have the Glamlite Garfield palette. This palette is very underrated. A lot of people just really was like not interested in this palette, but the quality is one of Glamlite's best qualities. Love this palette. Every look I do with it is gorgeous. Keeping. Then we have the Glamlite Icy palettes. We have the Cherry. Again, all reds. Very intimidating. And then we have the Blue Raspberry, which is more my speed. I never reach for these, though. And I've had them a while. So I'm going to put them in the maybe pile. Alright, so then we have this palette that I got in an IceCream beauty bag, I believe it was. This is from the brand Illuminati. This is their Sparkle and Shine 12 Universal Face Palette. So it says face palette, right? And it is. It's kind of like blushes and glowy highlighters and stuff. But you could also use it for your eyes. I hate this palette. There's hardly any pigmentation. It is dusty and crusty every single time I use it. Whether I use it on my face or my eyes. And I mean, trying to dig like face brushes into these tiny little pans is ridiculous. But yeah, even on the eyes, that every look I've done with this, I've hated. So I'm going to declutter this palette. And this packaging reminds me of kids' makeup. Alright, then I'm going to move on. This is from the brand Lash Step. And this is their Matte About You palette. This is supposedly like a dupe for the Makeup by Mario palette, one of his like first ones he did. It is an all matte palette, which, you know, guys, I've told you is not my favorite, but this is a very good travel palette for me because I have pretty much every like brownie everyday tone I need, plus a black to deepen anything up, and then I can just pop a shimmer from another palette onto my eyes, or even just use this white here to just kind of brighten up the lid. So I do reach for this one quite a bit because of that, and I am going to keep. I will say the packaging is very cheap. Again, it's like that same type of like kids makeup packaging. This one feels a little heavier than the Illuminati one, but not much. I think this palette actually retails for like $40 or something too, if I remember correctly. There's no way I would pay that for this. But yeah, I am going to keep it because I do like it. And we have my Physicians Formula Breakfast Club palette. This is the Being Bad Feels Pretty Good. The quality on this is decent. It's, you know, it's drugstore decent. It's nothing spectacular. The only thing is this shade right here is already very hard panned. And yes, I do already have these tones in many other palettes that I have. But you know me, it's a nostalgia thing, and no one else has came out and did a Breakfast Club collab and done it better. So until they do, or until this palette all hard pans, I'm going to keep it. All right, then we have the Hearth palette from Chantico Beauty, I believe. Yeah, Chantico Beauty. I got this from EyeScream Beauty, and it opens like a book. I will say it's a very strange color story for like a winter palette. It's more of like a fall scheme. And it's okay quality. It's not horrible. I'm going to put it in the maybe pile. Then we have the Good Guys Chucky palette from Glamlite. Again, lenticular motion. This one opens like a book. I have used the majority of this palette. I haven't used the blues yet, but I did a look with the greens and the oranges and it turned out very pretty. And this is Glamlite's very good quality as well. Keeping. Then we have Violet Boss Care Bears. This is the bigger palette. Let's open it up. And then this is the color story here. It's pretty much just a rainbow palette. I never reach for it, but I need to rectify that. And I love that it's Care Bears. I'm going to keep. What can I say, guys? I'm weak when it comes to nostalgia stuff. Alright, and then we have a Hot Topic palette. This is their Clueless palette. The Totally Buggin'. It does come with a little eyeshadow brush with a poofy thing like her pen. Not the greatest quality whatsoever. And the palette itself is not the greatest quality either. And I have seen other Clueless palettes released that just didn't interest me from other brands. So until there is one that does, I'm going to keep this palette. I think this one and the Beetlejuice palettes are the only Hot Topic palettes I have kept. All right, let me put these back in that I'm keeping, and then we'll move on to the rest. All right, I am back, and again, we're still in 12 pan palettes, because I have quite a few of those. So this is the Ace Beauté Paradise Fallen palette. I got this in an EyeScream beauty bag recently, and I did own this palette in the past. I did not like the quality. The mattes were very hard to work with. They were very patchy, didn't blend very well. Shimmers were beautiful, but the mattes were horrendous to work with. This is supposedly, according to the brand and EyeScream Beauty, the new formula. That being said, even though it is a gorgeous purple pink palette, I am going to declutter it and pass it on to someone else. And this is a brand new palette, never been touched. Very pretty packaging. And then the color story is so pretty. But yeah, I'm not going to reach for it, so I'm going to pass it along. And I'm not sure if I said in the beginning, but I'm going to take the opportunity now, if I didn't, to say please do not ask me for makeup. I do not like to send makeup to my subscribers. I give it to my friends and my family members, especially the used makeup. And if I have anything that can be donated to my local shelters and things like that, I do. In the future, I may try to do some giveaways, but until then, you know, I'm not going to be giving my makeup out to my subscribers and followers. Alright, so let's move on. This is the Lunar Beauty 12 Days of Lunar Beauty palette. This was a very innovative way of doing an advent calendar. You got one new shade each day for the 12 days, and I did set it up how like Manny intended it to be set up, but you can move it around and change the layout if you want, but I'm keeping. Love the quality. I did accidentally nick the top of mine when I was trying to open the box. Then we have the Unearthly Charmer palette. I got this in their mystery box. Love the color story. Keeping. I also got this Unearthly palette in a mystery box. This is Get Groovy. Now this is another one of those rainbow palettes. But looking at it right now, I can already see like several looks I can do, like this quad, this quad, this quad. You can do just those two, those two, those two. There's a lot of looks you could do with this, so I'm going to keep this palette. And we have the Blend Bunny Plastic palette. This was her first time, I think, ever going a lot less pans. And this is what it looks like. It's also very neutral with pops of pink. And this like tealy blue. Very, very Barbie-esque. I'm going to keep. Okay, then we have this ICEE Beauty palette. This is the Scarlet Dusk palette. I got this for $5 off of ICEE. I'm going to keep. Same with this one. ICEE Beauty Falling For You. Reach for this in the fall. Got it for $5 off of ICEE. Keeping. Then we have the Just Desserts IceCream Beauty Ladybug Glow. I will say the cover is not my cup of tea. It's very chaotic for me. This is the color story. Very pretty. Keeping. Ladybug Glow has some of my favorite shimmer formulas. Their mattes are pretty good too. But they definitely have my favorite shimmer formula. One of my favorite shimmer formulas. And we have this one. This is the collab between Gourmand Girls and Ladybug Glow. This is a El Camino palette. Love the cover of this one. I think it's so pretty. And then this is the color story. Keeping. I will say I do have to use a glitter glue with their shimmers because they are pretty glittery. And this was the other one that they did together. This is the Paradise Cove one from Gourmand Girls and Ladybug Glow. And this is what they look like. Or it looks like. Very pretty greens and blues. Keeping. Then we have the other one that IceCream Beauty did with Ladybug Glow, and this is the Vampy Treats. Again, not a huge fan of the chaotic cover, but that's just a personal preference thing. And that's what this one looks like. Keeping. Then we have the Creatora palette. I think that's how you say it. From Ladybug Glow. That I bought myself. And this is the color story for that one. This one kind of reminds me of Bella Beauté bar layouts. I'm going to keep. Then we have Gourmand Girls, the Secret Grove palette. I believe I got this one in IceCream Beauty. Now, the only thing I don't like about this one, there is literally only 2 shimmers in this. But it is very good fall matte colors. And because of that, I'm going to keep it. Then we have another Colored Rain palette. This is the Thunder palette. And this one has that lenticular motion to it. Try to show you. It's pretty cool. The lightning. And it's very pretty blue colors with some neutrals. And then you've got your like mauve purples in there as well. I'm going to keep. So I want to use it tomorrow, see how I feel about the formula. Okay, so I think this is my last non-ColourPop palette. So this is the Beauty Moon Cosmetics X IceCream Beauty Hope and Bloom. So this was a palette for breast cancer awareness. And this is what it looks like. Lots and lots of pink. I mean, makes sense. I'm going to put this in the maybe pile. Okay. All right, so let me kind of adjust some things here, and I'll come back and we'll start to go over the ColourPop 12 pans. All right, I am back, and this is the Pretty Please palette from ColourPop. Let's open it up. So you have your this was already like that when I received it, so I wasn't happy about that. These are your very muted, like, pinks and purples. I'm going to put this in the maybe pile. Alright, then we have the Flirty Talk palette. Love this palette. This one opens up like a book. And then you have your very Valentine reds and pinks. Great quality keeping. Then we have their other Valentine's Day release. This is the Lost in Love palette. I will say I like the Flirty Talk palette more, quite a bit more than this palette. But this is what this one looks like. This one's more of like kind of coral and red tones and peach. But I am going to keep. Then we have the Enchanted palette. Love this cover. I think it's so pretty. Or this box, I should say. But I think the cover looks the same. Yeah. So pretty. Love that. And then this is the color story. It does kind of remind me a little bit of the Bye Bye Birdie palette. Maybe not as vibrant as the Bye Bye Birdie palette. But I am going to keep. Then we have the Troublemaker palette. This was supposed to be like an emo palette from like the 2000s. I'm more from the goth generation. Like, I wasn't goth, but like that was the generation 90s goth. I do like the color story in here, so I'm going to keep it. But I couldn't tell you if this represented 2000 emos or not, just because I'm Not an expert in that. Then we have the Plush Like Me. This was supposed to be like a representation of 90s grunge, from my understanding. Now this one has like velvet places on it. I don't mind that so much. I do prefer that they would have done something else though. But this is the Plush Like Me. I do kind of see the grunge down here with these shades. I'm going to put in the maybe pile. Then we have the Daisy Does It. And that's the packet or the palette. Very bright poppy yellows. I'm going to put in the maybe pile. And we have Hocus Pocus, The Witching Hour. I really like this palette. I know a lot of people didn't. A lot of people preferred the first palette and the third palette, which I get. I prefer the first palette the most, but I liked this one. I thought it was pretty cool and pretty cute for what it was. So I'm keeping. And it feels super heavy compared to a lot of ColourPop palettes. Then we have In the Springs. I got this in a mystery box. Pretty sure I got this in a mystery box. This is what it looks like. Perfect for summer. Those are like the epitome of summer colors. Keeping. Then we have Limoncello or Limoncello, however you say it. And this is what it looks like. It's another one that feels kind of heavy for ColourPop. Another one that's pretty good for summer. Keeping. You guys know ColourPop is one of my favorite brands. So it's very, very difficult for me to get rid of any ColourPop palettes. Then we have the OG palette from ColourPop. I think this was their very first palette. This is the Yes Please palette. Even though this is very old, it still performs really well. Love it. Keeping. Then we have the Off Melrose palette. Got this in a mystery box. I've got this in a mystery box more than once. I gave my sister one. And this is one I kept. I think I have a third one somewhere too that I'm putting up for to give away to friends or maybe put up for sale. I don't know yet. It's very neutral, muted. I'm going to put it in a maybe pile. Alright, so then we have the Flutterby palette. Love this. If you're looking for cool toned mauvey purples, very pretty palette. I don't think you can get this anymore though, but maybe you can get it on like Poshmark or Mercari. Keeping. And love the cover with the butterflies and the sparkles. So pretty. Then we have California Love. Love the cover with the gold palm trees. So pretty. And this is what it looks like. Now, I will say that the Star Wars CP30 seems like a mini version of this. But that being said, I am going to keep this one as well. Then we have the ColourPop Raw Beauty Christie at Forest Sight. I no longer choose to support that channel. And this color story is very similar to the one that Lunar Beauty came out with. Yes, this one was first, but they are very similar, so I feel like I can declutter this one and not miss it because I have the Lunar Beauty one. So I'm going to declutter this one. Okay. Then we have the Bye Bye Birdie palette. And this is what it looks like. Keeping. And we have the So Very Lovely palette. This is like that very like coquette vibe that was popular last year. It's still a little popular that I've seen this year. I'm gonna put in the maybe pile. Then we have the Sonic Bloom palette. I really like this palette. I love the quality of it. This is what it looks like. Love the cover. Same with this one. Every time I use this one, I feel like a Barbie. The Cabana Club palette. And this is what it looks like. It's very like Malibu Barbie color story. Even though ColourPop did a Malibu Barbie. But keeping. Then we have Lush Life. Yeah, this is what it looks like. Very like tropical forest, rainforest vibes. Keeping. Then we have the My Little Pony one. My sister got this for me. And I just recently used it not too long ago when I did Beauty Creations My Little Pony stuff because I wasn't drawn to the My Little Pony palette in that, so I used this one instead. And I actually really like the quality of this, so I'm going to keep. Plus, I would feel bad getting rid of it because my sister like really hunted it down for me online and got it for me, so that's probably never going to leave my collection. Alright, so this is the Whatever palette. This kind of like reminds me of the, I think it's a movie called Whatever. How they did like the lettering. Keeping. Then we have the Sweet Talk palette. This was a popular one back in the day. Keeping. Then we have the Good as Gold palette. And I've told you guys before, yeah, these palettes are pretty old, but they're powder. And as long as the powder is performing and not like smelling nasty or anything like that, I keep them. Do as I say, not as I do. Now this one has quite a few like shimmers in it, and then this like chunky pressed glitter for here. And this one as well. But I am going to keep. And then lastly, we have the All That palette. And then that is what this palette looks like. The red background, it looks like it's like very red, but it's very, very neutral. I'm going to keep. All right, let me gather these up that I'm keeping so they don't fall off and get broken. And then I'll come back and we'll go over my maybe pile. All right, so we have this So Very Lovely palette. I'm going to keep. We have the Off Melrose palette. I'm going to keep. We have the Daisy Does It palette. I'm going to keep. We have the Plush Like Me. I'm going to keep. I told you guys I have a hard time with ColourPop. We have the Pretty Please palette. I'm going to keep. We have the Beauty Moon Cosmetics Hope and Bloom. I'm still unsure on that one. I'm going to push it to the side for now. We have the Tartlet Juicy and the Tartlet Energy. I'm going to keep the Tartlet Energy. I'm going to keep the Tartlet Juicy too. We have the What's Up Dragon Eye, What's Up Beauty Dragon Eye palette. I'm going to keep. We have the Glamlite Icy palettes. I'm gonna, I don't know. I'll set to the side for now. We have the Chantico Beauty Hearth palette. I'm gonna keep. We have the Slay Glam Box Just Anne St. Angel Sinners Snow Glow palette. I'm gonna declutter. We have the Jaclyn Strawberry Feels palette. I'm going to keep. We have the Beauty Moon Cosmetics Boudica palette. I'm going to keep. All right. Let's look at this one again. Beauty Moon Hope and Bloom. Not sure what's going on here with that. I'm gonna declutter. And I'm gonna keep the ICEE palettes. All right, let me gather up my numbers and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back and I apologize. I forgot I was filming and I already started organizing and putting the palettes away. But I am back with my numbers. They're all not here in the frame. I'll see if I can maybe somehow insert maybe some photos or something of them on my shelf already, but we'll see. But I kept 84 palettes and I decluttered 6. So these are the ones I decluttered. Yeah, that didn't go so well. I'm really hoping that my new series I'm creating where the spin wheel picks my makeup, including my eyeshadow palettes, is going to help me dwindle my collection down some more. And I've put myself on a low buy right now for several reasons. So yeah, there's not going to be as much new stuff coming in at the moment because of that. I'm still getting some stuff, but I'm being a lot pickier with what I buy and, you know, choose. Where I got into the bad habit of buying the entire collections of things. I'm not doing that anymore unless I really want everything in the collection. And then I'm like passing up on several eyeshadow palette releases recently. Not that they weren't beautiful, they were, but you know, I gotta be choosy. So yeah, I mean, it's not like I don't have enough in my collection already to play around with, but yeah, I'm hoping the new series will help me dwindle down and help me know a little more what I like and don't like formula wise. Now, I mean, you guys will see in my you guys will see in my lash declutter that, you know, that really helped me because I know what type of lashes I like now versus which ones I don't. So, spoiler alert, there's quite a bit decluttered in that one. But anyways, I thank you guys for joining me for another declutter. I know, wah, wah, wah. But yeah, if you would like and subscribe down below, really helps me out and I would appreciate it. Until next time, guys. Bye.